Introducing your Pittsburgh Penguins Elite.
Squishy Evans, number 1, St. Killian Parish School. Squishy says, no, 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 no.
Enza Vickers, number 2, St. Charles.
Linda, number 5, Chartiers Valley. Let's win it, boys.
Grayson Baru, number 14. I go to Elwood City Area School District.
Lennon Bloom, 22, Nature Boy Elementary.
Ooh!
Ryan Schweitzer, number 23, Hayden Elementary School. Bang!
Finn Bowen, number 26, and I go to Eden Hall Upper Elementary. And I got hands.
Austin Kumnick, number 4.
Introducing your Pittsburgh Penguins Elite. Good evening, Swirly Nation. And welcome back to Barron's Arena for the third game of the 2-1-6 showcase. It's going to match up the Philadelphia Junior Flyers and your Pittsburgh Penguins Elite. A significantly delayed game. We are 50 minutes after scheduled game time. The ice has not been cut. They decided to forego an ice cut in order to get the game started earlier. So much like me, after a bottle of bourbon, this ice will be sloppy. The Junior Flyers take the opening faceoff right into the Pens end, and Squish is there with a kick save and a beauty. A shot from the point sent skipping wide of the Penguins' net. It'll be gathered in behind by the Flyers, a centering feed that'll end up on the stick of Baru, and he'll exit the Penguins zone, gaining the offensive end. He'll dangle, kind of change the shooting angle and bank it right off the shin pad of a defenseman. He'll stay with it, though, on the half wall before getting it knocked off of his stick, and the Flyers return it out to center. A battle along the boards. It'll be the Junior Flyers taking it into the Pens end, where Lowarchuk will backhand it off the boards, but it's cut off, and it'll be a half-wall battle in the Penguins zone. Back to the point it comes. A shot lofted way up in the air by the defenseman on the backhand. It'll be behind the Penguins net now for Kumnick to battle as the Flyers work it low to high. A shot from up high. It'll be gloved down by Kumnick. Played up for Lowarchuk, who cuts back to the middle, loses possession, and it's tapped forward by the Junior Flyers. The Flyers into the Penn zone. Hounded from behind by Bloom, who falls down but wedges it into the corner for Foligno to engage. A centering feed defended by Dixon and kicked all the way out to the blue line, no further. And it's tapped by, spun out. Dixon will get there. Penguins trying to clear the zone. Finn Bowen unable to do so. The Flyers with the puck. A poke check from Foligno. Up the wall for Bowen, who will use his body to protect, bank an indirect one off the boards for Bloom. Bloom will weave through center. Gaining the offensive zone, he's joined by Lohr and Bowen on the opposite side. Lohr whacking it down the wall, keeping it in the Flyers zone. Bloom to the puck, a centering pass off of a skate, skips behind the cage. It'll be gathered in and broken out by Philly. Off the stick of Foster, gathered by Lohr, and the Pens are back in the Flyers zone, where a body check on Lohr will put the Penguins on the Seven Fields Wealth Management power play. First power play of the day here, of the game for the Penguins. And a live looking over at the other game going on Cinnamon Swirl TV. The 2010s are tied 3-3 with the Chicago Fury, and somebody's about to head to a power play. It looks like maybe the Fury. Your Penguins on a power play here as the Flyers chip it out the center. Foster angling, but the Flyers able to break in. It'll be a 2-on-1 here, shorthanded, that has a shot go wide. Picked up by Baru. He looks for Goldberg. It's past him, but off a defender to the corner. Goldberg will get in on the forecheck. Angling to the outside. Puck comes all the way back to Foster at the point, who will toss it in the zone on an offside play. 10:19 to play first period. Penguins and Junior Flyers. This game may look a little like an NHL game as the Junior Flyers in white with the classic Philadelphia black and orange color scheme. White jerseys. Junior Flyers diagonal across the chest. Black pants, white socks, and black helmets. Your Penguins in black for this one. Black jerseys with the Penguin logo on the chest. The black pants, the black socks, everything with the gold striping, and of course the iconic Go Pens Elite helmets. Up to Foligno. He kicks it right off the skate of Vickers. Vickers will pick it up and carry it out through center. Penguins are into the Flyer zone. A shot up high on the defender. Kicked back out in front, a backhander by Goldberg. Rebound off the side of the goaltender by Vickers, and the Penguins will go low to high. It's Foligno at the point. Back to the corner for Vickers. He'll let it rim all the way around for Lohr. The bouncing puck settled down by the Penguins forward, who actually just loses control of it, and the Flyers able to rim it all the way around. It won't be icing. It won't be far enough. Foligno will pick it up in the Penguin zone. Penalty over. Everybody back to even strength here. Or no, there is still a kid in the box. There's no time on the clock. All right, so the Flyers are still shorthanded. I have no idea for how much longer as a shot comes off the defender and skips wide. Now released from the sin bin, so everybody's back to even strength. It'll be Foligno behind the Penguins' net. Up in the air, getting it to Schweitzer, who sends one for Bloom that's picked off by the defense and kept in by the Flyers. Sending it in the middle on a centering feed. It'll be Kumnik able to hit Schweitzer. Schweitzer gains the offensive zone, leaves a pass for Bloom. His shot, glove hand side, just misses. Schweitzer on a wraparound. There's Bloom tapping it forward, and he is stopped by a goalie who's had 50% of his body in the net. So an offensive zone face-off over to Lewarchuk. He taps it to the corner. Battle will go down there. Lewarchuk comes out with it. Looks. He's got some time and space, but that space and time goes away quickly as he gets it swiped away. Out to center for a dump and chase for the Flyers. Twisting one way, playing it the other is Zachi in the defensive zone. The Flyers will cut the breakout pass off and work it behind the Penguins' net. Battle along the boards in an area you can't see and is difficult for me as well. It's Dixon getting to it, chomping at it. It'll be the Flyers peeling off the wall. He'll shoot and just laser one well over the cage from a very difficult angle. And it's wrapped again in behind. Tapped out to the blue line, gathered by the Flyers, but there's Lewarchuk to pick it off, and he's in. He gets a step on the backhand. He's hooked up, and we might see the penalty shot as it's kicked in. He was clear, but it looks like we're just going to get a hook as he got the shot off. He was clear of the defender who hooked from behind. They'll call a slash, actually. So slashing the call, and the Pens are going to head back to the Seven Fields Wealth Management power play. So not the excitement of a Lewarchuk penalty shot. But it'll be Schweitzer, Lohr, and Bowen up front. Foster and Kumnick, the defense pair. Comes free to Schweitzer, who dusts it off a bit and fires a backhander that's kicked out. Icing here by the Flyers as it kicks all the way into the Penguins zone. Then we'll head back to the offensive end. Welcome, everybody, as you join us from all over the globe. We know we have folks from Canada, the U.S., I believe some of our Philly friends joining us today, following along here on Cinnamon Swirl TV. We're happy to have you. Do me a favor, click subscribe below. Click subscribe below. It's what we ask. We appreciate it. You can find us here, Cinnamon Swirl TV. You can also find us at cinytv.com. cinytv.com. As the Penguins try to set up the power play, Lohr works it up. He was trying to get Schweitzer. It's defended well, but back come the Penguins. Looks like 14 of you. So I grew up out near the Philly area. So if you're joining us watching the Junior Flyers, thanks for joining us. We're trying not to be too much of a homer. But my son is on the black and gold team for this one. A shot from Foster, tracked well and gloved by the Flyer netminder. And the Flyer faithful below cheer. 0-0 tie, 6:28 to play, first period of a late starting contest. The puck ends up on the stick of Goldberg's, whose shot's blocked. Back come the Flyers. They dump it into the Penguins' end. It'll be Dixon picking it up there, rimmed all the way around. He was looking for Lewarchuk, as they don't have the penalty time up on the clock, so no one knows when these penalties are going to be over. I don't have my main man, producer Nick Paris, who helped us get this stream out today, as the first couple we had some trouble with. It'll be Foligno picking things up, going up the left wing side. He's fended off. Vickers will follow on, but the Flyers will end up with control, streaking into the Penguin zone where Goldberg will make a swipe off of the stick. And now we're going to get something. An injured Flyer. Penguins had the puck. But we'll get a whistle anyway. Unless I thought it was serious enough to blow the play dead. Back in Pittsburgh, it's the Tens trying to kill off another penalty as Hanner kicks one out. And dislodging it, going in, Austin Wu to the backhand, and he scores. And the Penguins with a shorthanded goal in the 2010 game. Austin Wu, the HT, with that one, gives the Pens a 4-3 lead over the Fury. So the 2010s game getting exciting there as the Pens come from behind to take a lead. There's still 3:12 left in that one. You're here with us, 5:42 to play, as the 2011 Team Nelson take on a cross-state rival, a Pennsylvania clash that's happening out here in Cleveland, Ohio. A 0-0 tie so far. An offside play will lead to a neutral zone face-off. Vickers will lean over the face-off dot. Puck tied up and swiped into the Flyer zone. Be picked up by a defenseman, and they'll try to run a controlled breakup. Pressure coming from Goldberg. Frees it up now. Vickers follows on in support. He taps it back for Goldberg. Goldberg looking in front. He was able to toss it in behind for the speedy Lewarchuk. He stops and starts in the corner. The Flyers overtake him there. Cut back out in front where they're able to break things out to the left side. And into the Penguin zone they come. A shot blocked by Foster. Picked up by Vickers. Carried behind Squish. Squish, your goaltender for this one. Pens, Flyers, a centering pass. Whacked that by Squish in behind the cage where it's picked up by Foster. A nice breakout pass off the backhand of Goldberg. He was unable to control the first one, but is able to get the second attempt out to center. Now Foster swipes it away at the blue line. He'll cut into the offensive zone. Onside play. To the half wall we battle. It's still Foster who dumps it further into the Flyer end. Goldberg now with the pressure. Puck up the wings just off the backhand of Foster. Deflected by Kumnik and kicked out by Squish. That was way more of a dangerous play than it needed to be. As the Flyers regain possession at the Pens blue line, they'll whack one off the stick of Kumnik. He'll go back into his own end. Gets tied up a bit in the corner, but he'll win the battle. Headsy play there to pull the stick lift. Now it's up to Schweitzer. He tries to hammer one off the wall to center. First attempt failed, second attempt successful, but a bit too far for Bloom, and the Flyers will set things back up at center ice, where it's sent cross ice. It'll be a drop pass. There's Schweitzer getting to it. The D's changing behind the Flyers, and nothing comes from that as the Flyers weave into the Penguins' end. Another tough angle shot's blocked. It'll now be Bloom getting to the puck. He banks it off the boards and finds Bowen. Bowen overtaken from behind with back pressure as the Flyers skate into each other. A stick lift on Schweitzer, though, will give the Flyers possession as they go to the point man for a shot that's blocked by Bowen up high. Back to the outside for a one-time attempt that skips in behind the Penguins' cage, where Foligno will pick the puck up, but he's under pressure immediately. Supported well by Vickers, who banks it off the wall, ends up between the legs of Schweitzer for a shot from the point that's kicked out by Squish. Another clearing attempt stopped at the point as it's all Flyers right now. A cross ice feed sent skipping wide of the net. The Flyers applying pressure. It's all Philly right now as a wraparound attempt comes out from behind, kicked out by the pad of Squish. Another big stop by the Squish tender as it's cleared all the way down to the Flyer zone. Philly will pick things up behind their net as the Penguins get part of a line change. Vickers, I believe, had completed part of a change earlier, so he's still on. Banking it off the boards for Baru. Can't get the handle, so it's the Flyers back the other way. Around Zachi, weaving into the middle, pulling up, looking for a trailer. Can't find one, so he'll control the puck. A centering feed, kicked off of a skate, picked up by Lewarchuk. He's got Baru streaking at center. He'll dangle the defenseman and try to get it to him on the backhand, but that's intercepted, and back come the Flyers. A shot deflects to the corner. Dixon chases it down. To the half wall it comes. A shot from outside all the way across the ice to be picked up by Baru, who loses the handle but regains it as he weaves into the offensive zone. Tries to shoot it behind the leg of the defenseman that ends up just going wide of the cage. As the Flyers clear it, it'll be an icing and a whistle. Over on the Tens game, it looks like the Fury was able to tie things back up. And now they're on a power play as it looks like Schub in the sin bin for the Penguins. Offensive zone draw here in Cleveland. It'll be Bloom winning it to Bowen. Bowen taps it in behind the cage. Lower will chase things down there. His pressure forces the turnover to Foster at the blue line. He weaves in Inside the dots, he'll wrap around. Pulling it out from behind, trying a stuff attempt that's off a pad and into the corner we go. Penguins with Bloom back covering the point, who's now able to attack as Foster returns to his defensive position, but he loses a handle. Out front, there's Squish with the glove save and a beauty. They whack and whack and whack, but the whistle has blown as the Squish tender. You want it, you know you want it. Here it is.
Squishy says, no, 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 no.
The Squish tender coming up with a big glove save. Keeping this one zeros with 59 seconds to play here in the first period. Vickers on the draw, comes free to a flyer right in front. Sticked away by Squish, picked up by Kumnik. He'll clear it down. No, oh, it will be. It won't be icing. Won't get far enough. Baru streaking in, waves at it, kicks it in front of the net, and it's kept out by the Flyer goaltender. On up ice feed, comes the whole way through. It's a potential 2-on-1 that's off the blocker, a Squish, and he'll use the stick to corral the puck. Get a whistle and a stop in play. 32 and a half seconds left in the first. Defensive zone draw for the Pens. It'll be Vickers to take it. Puck sent all the way around and cleared by Goldberg. A clearing attempt by the Flyers comes off Goldberg. Now he's got it in the corner, and the Penguins try to get some action here. They'll go low to high for Dixon. He'll crank it back to the corner, looking for Goldberg, cut off by a forward. An up ice feed, tapped across, wide open, and finding the blocker side. They ended up with a basic 2-on-1, and with almost no time left, they're able to find the corner there. Wide open for a shot from the hash marks to make it a 1-0 lead with 0.4 seconds on the clock. And the Flyers take the lead. Tough to give one up that late. The Flyers sneaking players in behind. The Penguins defense, it ended up as a 2-on-1, fed across. The player got open at the line and found the corner. I think that beat him high blocker side. The migration of dads down below us as they move from one side of the ice to the other to get the proper view of their child scoring that all-important goal that we hope comes here soon. Send you to an intermission break here. We are back live here from Cleveland. We'll switch sides. We'll put 13 minutes on the clock, and we'll get back to action. It's the Flyers 1, the Penguins 0. A late first period goal breaking this 0-0 tie. The Flyers had some possession times, and the Penguins have had a couple turnovers, but the Penguins have had some chances here. It's been a pretty good back and forth game. Penguins will try to get one on the offensive side. Pressure from Schweitzer. Forces a dump in that's turned back by Foster. It'll be picked up by the Flyers. Sent cross ice, and they'll enter the zone on the opposite side. Winding, firing. There's Squish to gobble that one up and make a cover. We're going to have a face-off in the defensive zone as both teams make line changes here. It's Penguins, Flyers. For those of you who were watching the 10s game, welcome, welcome, welcome over here to the 2011s. Team Nelson. Goldberg on the face-off. Penguins able to control. It's Luarchuk through center. Carries it past Baru and up into the wing. Baru will get some pressure. Goldberg whacks at it, falls down on the play, and back comes Philly. Weaving through center themselves. Nice defensive play there by Foligno to force the play wide. And a battle along the wall. That's won by Philly as they come off the half wall. Back to the point for a slap shot. That's cut off by Kumnik, and the Pens have a 3-on-2. Into the offensive zone as Kumnik taps it for himself. Picks it up behind the net. Trying to work it out in front. Whacking at it in front is Lohr. It'll be covered by the Flyer goalie. And it'll be Kumnik headed to the box for a slash on the netminder. I'll be honest, probably a good call. They're both going to go. Even better, you get the slash on the goalie by Kumnik, the retaliation by the Flyers. So there'll be coincidental penalties here. It should remain 5-on-5. It will. With 11:24 to play in the second. Face-off won by the Pens, back to Dixon. He'll pop it back to the corner. Schweitzer tracking it there. It's taken by the Flyers, rimmed around just past Bowen. Kept at the blue line, though, by Dixon again. He did that a couple times this morning. Pressure by Bowen, forces a turnover. Penguins forward with it, twisting in the corner. Back to the point for Dixon. Knocked down in front was Lohr as a shot. As a pass came in from Schweitzer that trickles just past everybody and wide of the cage. Now it's Bowen behind. Penguins set things up. Taps it for Schweitzer. He throws it out in front and it just popped over the stick of Lohr. Back come the Flyers. A dump and chase from the blue line in. Zachi, the first one there. He goes off the wall for Bowen. Bowen's got Schweitzer up ahead. He tries an indirect pass that Schweitzer will skate into. Waving at it, Lohr now Schweitzer. Schweitzer and Lohr at the blue line. Lohr able to pop it deeper. Penguins looking to get a change here. They'll get all the forwards off as the Flyers streak in 3-on-2. Winding up and firing a slap shot that misses by a bit to the high and wide side. As the Flyers regroup at center, it'll be an offside play. They were unable to clear. They were trying to make a change there. Getting caught in a bit of a line change. Again, thank you guys for joining us. 636 as a subscriber number. I know there's some new folks on there. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. Hit subscribe below. We certainly appreciate it. It'll be Vickers for the Penguins on the draw. Over to Goldberg. Off the boards, no icing. It'll be picked up by the Flyers in the corner. Luarchuk there with the pressure. Now Goldberg follows on. The Penguins outnumber him and get control. Puck support. Big part of this game. Luarchuk feathering a backhander. It comes free to Vickers. His shot kicked out. Nice save. Picked up by Goldberg. He'll dance around the official. Sending it to Foligno at the point. He'll wrist one. Skipping one in. It was deflected and fought off again by the Flyer goaltender. Luarchuk behind the cage, centering pass, Vickers, and it'll trickle in. It went from Luarchuk to Vickers. Vickers' shot went off of a Flyer defenseman, and then I think back off of Vickers again before finding the corner of the cage and tying this one at 1. Replay available for you in the upper corner of your screen. Oh, dear, I'm gonna make that. Trying to make that replay screen bigger for you, but I can't figure out how to do it. The Flyers are into the Penguin zone on an offside play. We will bring you the replay separately here in a moment, so you can see it on the big screen, but the Penguins tied at 1 here in period 2. Shot in wide of the squish tender. Battle along the boards. Won by Bloom, who's able to whack it back out to center ice. The Flyers will set things up at their own blue line. Lofting a puck that skips between the legs of Schweitzer. Is gathered in by a Flyer forward. They'll come up ice and bank it off the boards. Dixon gets there. He tried to pass it up to a forward, but missed by a bit, and it'll be the Flyers regrouping back at their blue line again. Bloom there with the puck pressure. And turning into one. Spinning around, knocked down on the play. Schweitzer gets control. He literally hits his teammate in the head with a puck. Schweitzer needs to get that head up, look to the opposite side of the ice there, instead of using Bloom's head as a shooting post. As a shot comes in, squish there with the glove. And then that squish tender is run over by a streaking Flyer. No call on the play. Bloom will get to it. Now, will he thank his teammate Schweitzer for the shot off the noodle he does with a pass? Schweitzer will whack it to the corner. Bloom and Schweitzer, and Bloom down on the play. As the Flyers come back out, trying to hit a stretch play, Dixon will get control. He'll crisscross with Bloom and dump things into the corner. Penguins Schweitzer going for a change. Baru, fresh legs on the ice for the Penguins. As well as Vickers. Vickers on the back check. Into the offensive zone. Weaving around a defenseman on a wraparound attempt. Squishy's there to keep that out. Still on the puck. Winding, firing. Squish with a kick save and a beauty. Back in front, a centering pass. Comes free. Squish there to kick that one behind the net. 1, 2, 3 in a row for number 1 as Luarchuk puts it between a defenseman's legs and hits Baru, who can't get control of it, and back come the Flyers. Well, it'll be a 3-on-3 now. It'll be deflected by the stick of Dixon. Hopefully that stick did not break. That would be 2 in a weekend. If it did, Luarchuk into the offensive zone for the Pens. He'll wind and fire. Glove side save as it deflects free to the corner. It'll be Vickers and Baru in the corner. Vickers knocked down. Now Baru down to the ice. Let the bodies hit the floor. Battling in the corner. It's kicked free to Luarchuk. He gets it swiped off of his stick, and back come the Flyers into the Penguin zone, pulling up. End of a long shift for that young man. He's been out there for a long time. Number 9 for Philly. It'll be Baru wafting it back out the center, where they'll try to set things up. 9 back on the puck for the Flyers. As it's dumped in, it won't get through. Vickers there. Now Foster. Foster back for Vickers. Things come free. Baru was streaking to the puck. It'll be number 9 again for Philly. Around a defenseman. Trying to toe drag through. It'll be Vickers end up getting control of it. He looks for Lohr. And it'll ultimately be Foster getting control. He'll send it over to the outside for Bowen. Bowen will whack it up into the offensive end, and the Penguins will get on it. It's Lohr on the forecheck. 1-1 here, second period, just under 5.5 minutes to play as the Flyers come to center in a 3-on-2. The back-checking Bowen and Lohr make it 3-on-4 as it ultimately skips the whole way through to be kicked out by Squish. A lofted breakout pass off the head of Bloom. Foligno now with it. Wrapped back in behind the Penguins' cage. It'll be Foligno the first one there. He advances it looking for Bowen. It'll be a battle in the corner instead. And out with it walk the Flyers. A nice poke check by Foster to Bloom, and he's into the Flyer end. He's yanked down on the play, and we're going to get a penalty. So Bloom leaned on a bit from behind, and now the Penguins will head to the Seven Fields Wealth Management power play. 4:47 to play in the second period. So they won't put the penalty time up on the clock. Clock operator, I guess, not sure how to quite do that. So the power play would end at 3:17 unless the Penguins can tickle the twine here and take the lead. It's back to Foligno, who leans into one that's heavy and low. Dixon now off the back of a Flyer defenseman, or defense lady, I believe, in that case. And they'll try to free up a streaking forward with a stretch pass on the shorthanded side, and that'll be an icing. 1-1 tie, Penguins Flyers, here from Cleveland, Ohio. Vickers wins the draw back to Foligno. Penguins on the power play here as the Flyers carry it out the center. Dixon defends to the outside. Curling up and looking for a trailer. He'll run into Dixon, who gets control in the corner. He tries for Goldberg. The pressure of the Flyers breaks it up, so he'll go the opposite way to Baru. Nice decision as Baru will weave into the offensive zone. Tries to throw a backhander towards the net. That doesn't get through, so Dixon will get it at the point. Able to keep it. He'll find Goldberg. Weaves out from the wall, fires it down low, and it's kicked away by the Flyer goaltender. Baru to the puck. Baru using his body to protect it. He's got Vickers there. He'll find him. He's got Goldberg. He looks, finds him. There's the shot. Down low, kept out and covered again by Philly's goaltender. A great scoring chance there for the Pens on this power play. 3:53 to play here in the second period. Bloom wins it to Lohr. Taps it to Foster. I'm sorry, Zachi. His shot, heavy from the point, in on net. Kicked out and cleared by Philly, and they'll come up to center. Foster there to defend. Leaving off, Foster gets a stick on it. It'll end up on the stick of Bloom, who carries it out of his own end. All the way to the offensive zone, left for Foster, who shovels it towards the net. Now it's Lohr with a shot attempt. It's booted to the corner. He's got Foster at the point there. Elects to go deeper with it. It'll get freed up for Zachi. Zachi will find a shin pad first, and the second one gets through on the Seven Fields Wealth Management power play as the penalty expired. So that may not be a power play goal, but nonetheless, Luka Zachi winds up and cranks it from the blue line to give the Penguins a power play goal and a 2-1 Penguins advantage here in the second period. Schweitzer to the puck, back to Kumnik. Kumnik lofting it into the offensive end where the dump and chase begins. Back to the point. Foligno was trying to wind up, stepped in front of by a Flyer forward and cleared out the center. It'll be Schweitzer. Schweitzer hounded, able to work it to Lohr. He gets it to Bloom. Bloom into the offensive zone, two players down along the wall. They'll dig at it. It'll be Schweitzer. Has it knocked off his stick, but right to Bloom. Weaves into the middle. Couple whacks at the puck here, and the Flyers try to clear. It'll be kept by Foligno. The Flyers trying to free up a player at center again. They'll get control and carry it out of their own end into the pen zone. Cutting to the outside, trying to come back to the middle. Kumnik defends there. It'll be dumped back to the corner. Coming off the wall, right in front, centering pass, and wide open. Kumnik tried to tie him up, but just couldn't do it. And a one-timer on the back door ties the game at 2. The Penguins defenseman was there, but just didn't get the stick. And in the second period, it's a bunch of twos. 2:10 to play, second period of a 2-2 game here from the 216 Cleveland, Ohio. Goldberg set to take the draw. 17 of you now. Make sure all 17 of you are subscribers. Subscribe below. Let us know you're watching Cinnamon Swirl TV here as we bring you the premier coverage of youth sports in the universe. Baru's pass off the stick of Lowarchuk, turned back into the Penguin zone. Battled along the boards, coming off the wall, protecting, centering a pass, swiped that by a Flyer and a Penguin. It'll be Lowarchuk tapping it back out the center to be gathered by the Flyer defense and turned back to the Pens blue line. Hall for Philly, he'll dump it all the way in behind. Zachi gets there, loses possession, and the Flyers try to walk out from behind. It'll be Lowarchuk picking the puck up. As it was dislodged and back through center he comes. Lowarchuk weaving into the offensive zone. Carrying it all the way behind before trying to center it, but right to a Flyer. He missed about 4 chances to pass the puck there and ultimately just kind of tossed one in at the, in front of the net. It'll be cleared by Philly. They're trying to free that kid up at center again. Overskating at a Flyer. Now Lohr gets to the puck. He's into the offensive end. It's tossed back out to center for Dixon. He'll delay just enough and carry it in. Weaving to the middle. Shooting it back. Crossed crease. Trying to catch the goalie moving from left to right. He did so, but he just missed the 4x6. Foster back to defend the Flyers as they enter the Penguin zone. A centering feed all the way up to the point. That's up high, off Dixon. And right there's the squish tender. The shot came off Dixon right to the stick of a Flyer. Squish getting to the top of the crease, cutting the angle and able to absorb the shot to keep this one 2-2. Another late period chance by Philadelphia. 16.9 seconds left. They scored in the first period with 0.4 seconds on the clock. So Kumnik able to get it up to the blue line where it's banked out by Bowen. Bowen up through center into the Flyer end. A D-to-D pass as time ticks down here in the second period. Foster cuts things off, dumps it to the Flyer blue line. That horn will indicate the end of the period. We'll bring you a replay here. Then we're going to go to intermission. The second one gets through on the 7 Fields Wealth Management power play as the penalty expired. So that may not be a power play goal, but nonetheless, Lucas freed up for Zachi. Zachi will find a shin pad first, and the second one gets through on the 7 Fields Wealth Management power play as the penalty expired. Freed up for Zachi. Zachi will find a shin pad first. And From Cleveland, Ohio, for Penguins Flyers, a battle of Pennsylvania. It's 2-2 through 2. Into the third we go. Get that updated on your scoreboard. As the Flyers put it all the way into the Penguins' end, Kumnik tied up to the corner. Able to win another battle. He's good at tying up those sticks and getting to the puck. A centering feed comes free to a Flyer. Defended off well there by Foster. Foster back to the puck. He'll rim it around to Goldberg on the half wall, who's got Lewarchuk at center. It's knocked off of his stick. He and Vickers will kind of come together a bit. Lewarchuk will end up with the puck. He gets it swiped right away, and in come the Flyers. Weaving to the middle. There's Kumnik to eat that puck, and it'll drop out of his paraphernalia. Cleared right to the point. Lewarchuk turns his back to the shooter, who fakes on the play and is able to fire one that just wide. Goldberg to the puck, unable to clear. Flyers with it, firing one, glove side, gloved by Squish and cleared by Foster. Not far enough for icing. Pens will get a line change here, at least most of one. Work to the outside by the Flyers to a streaking left wing. Dixon wins the race to the puck, though, uses his body to protect it, and he'll get it to Bowen. Bowen will find the speedy Bloom, who rushes into the offensive end and puts the puck in the corner. Defended well by the Flyers, who take control, use the body to gain possession of the puck, and they'll try to break things out. Schweitzer cutting in front, knocked down on the play. Bowen follows on. It's in the feet of Bloom as it's kept in and finally cleared. Dixon angling to the outside in front of the Penguins bench, where it's whacked back to center ice. The Flyers will get control. Tossing it in the feed of the defense partner, who's able to just get enough of it to send it back to the Penguins line, where Dixon will defend the break in the right side. Shot from the point comes by the stick of Foligno and thankfully by the net as well. Schweitzer there to pick it up in the corner. His breakout pass goes right to a defenseman who fires it in. Deflected puck. Kept out and cleared by Bloom, who's going to come up ice. It could be a 3-on-2 if Schweitzer can get in there. Well, Bowen will peel off, so it's a 1-on-2. Bloom will get a shot down low. The rebound kicked all the way to the corner, following on Lewarchuk, unable to get control, and the Flyers will try that stretch play again. It will be icing the call. So an offensive zone face-off. So the Penguins will have a face-off to the right of the Flyer goaltender. 10:07 to play, third period. A 2-2 game. Vickers at the dot. Puck battle on the wall. It'll be the Flyers coming away with it. Stepping up on the play was Zachi. Back checking Baru. Flyers with the puck. It's knocked out of the air by the stick of Vickers. It's sitting loose, tapped at, and it's off the stick of Squish to the corner. It'll be Baru getting there. He cuts in front of his own net, plays it off the boards to the outside, and picks it up himself. Finding that open space in the defensive zone, he's able to get it off the stick of Lewarchuk, who's behind the cage. He'll bank it to himself again off the wall. Good job keeping control there. He's pinned up, and the Flyers able to tap it free for a breakout. Zachi drops his stick at center, so it'll be the Penguins hustling back, but the Flyers breaking free. A shot blocked. It's at the side of the cage, waved at, bouncing up in the air, off shoulders, helmets, and it's finally free for a backhander that's stopped by Squish, but a whistle blows, and we'll get a face-off. The official losing sight of the puck. So the ice getting worse and worse here, as there was no ice cut between games due to the significant delay. It's already 6:15 here. This game was supposed to start at 4:50, I believe. Shot in, Squish there with a save, and kicks the rebound out as well. You know what that means, folks.
Squishy says, no, 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 no.
And he's there again for a missile from the point that's taken off the Penguin logo on the squish tender's chest. He's able to block it out front, stretch out with the mitt, get a cover, and it's a defensive zone draw for Pittsburgh. Bloom set to take the faceoff. Wins it over to Kumnick. Kumnick tries to go up the boards. It's defended well by the forward of the Flyers, who taps it behind the Penguins' net. They'll try to come out from behind. A centering pass comes free to Bowen. Bowen will take the puck out of the zone, and he's able to get it to center red and tap it into the Flyer end. He'll follow on. He's got the puck flipping one at the net. That's blockered out. Rebound sits there. Bloom sends it screaming wide of the cage. Picked up by the Flyers and cleared. It'll be Foligno at center. A D-to-D play to Dixon. He taps it forward to Bloom, just coming out of the zone. He weaves through at center. Knocked down on the play, gathered in by Philly. They're able to get it to the Penguin blue line. No further as Dixon will send things back the other way. Bloom there. And the Flyers swipe it away and send it back to the corner. Zachi working in the corner. Bloom comes in support. The Flyers get a second one there, but the Penguins are able to get it wide to the wall for Goldberg to carry it out through center. He's hounded from behind as he tries to cut to the middle. Stays on the puck, but it's finally taken away. It was a 1-on-4 it ended up being as two players collide at center. Everybody's up. It's kind of coincidental contact, and one of those players, Baru, ends up with the puck for the Pens. He comes up the wall, tied up on the play, but able to center it, looking for Vickers. Now Baru. Baru on the wall, battling. He'll come back to Dixon at the point. He'll wind, he'll fire, deflected by a high stick. So the Flyers will touch it. And now the Penguins' Baru gets the puck. Back, plays it behind for Vickers. The Flyers end up taking control, and they'll clear the zone. The Flyers there tried not to touch it. The referee said he did, as they'll streak in. And Zachi almost banked it off, squished it into the net. The puck came free to Zachi, and he tried to clear it wide and almost hit the Penguins goaltender. No worse for wear as Baru gets free, and he's able to fire one that's sent wide of the cage. Baru to the corner. Battle happening there. Can the Penguins get support? They will. It'll be Schweitzer stepping out in front. He's got Bloom on the backside. He'll find him, and he just fires it wide. A one-timer by the diminutive one. Landon Bloom just misses the net. The Flyers get control. They're back up through center, carrying it into the Penguin zone. Bloom with the nice back pressure, able to free the puck up, and Foster's able to hit a flying lure, who sends it to Schweitzer. Off his backhand and controlled by Philly. 6 minutes to play here. Foster gains control at center. He tried to enter the Flyer zone, delayed a bit, and it sent everybody offside, so we'll peel back. Now it's Schweitzer. Cutting to the middle, stays on sides. Weaving in, 5 Flyers back to defend. He'll go to the point. Good low to high there. Kumnick will weave around, sending one in front that goes off the skate of Bloom, is gathered in by Philly. They'll try the stretch play again, and Squish will let it go by the side of the net for an icing. And we'll have an offensive zone draw. 5:38 to play, third period. Exciting action here from Cleveland, Ohio. Cine TV, cinetv.com. Find us on Twitter, find us on Instagram, find us on the Facebook. On Facebook, we try to post the events. You can follow along, make sure you never miss one. You can sign up for alerts here on YouTube. Never miss a game. Baru gathers in the faceoff. A shot from Foligno at the point, ticks around, comes free. Baru in front, can't fire the puck through. He'll chase it down to the corner though, twisting and turning. Lowarchuk there to support Baru. He'll bank it back behind for Baru as they play a little bit of give and go. Baru trying to wrap around. He had it there, but it was just kept out. Back to Foligno. He'll crank one towards the net. That's blocked, and the Flyers come out to center. Dixon with a great poke check to knock it to the stick of Goldberg, who's turned back right at the Flyer blue line, and in they come to the Penguins' end. Around Foligno. Lowarchuk unable to get control. Whacking at it is Baru, who knocked it free to Goldberg, and the Pens have it back at center. Collision in front of the Flyers net, or in front of the Penguins bench. An onside play into the Penguin zone. Off the skate of Foligno, picked up by Lowarchuk and cleared. Sent back to the center ice for Lowarchuk to fire it all the way in. The Pens will get a 5-man change. 5 new flightless birds. Well, 4 as Goldberg was in on the forecheck, sorry. It'll be Lohr fresh off the bench. Now Zachi at the point. Gets tied up. Lohr still with it on the half wall. Nudges it to the corner. Zachi keeping things alive at the point again. Now Bowen. Bowen winding, firing, skipping one in on net that's kicked out. Schweitzer with it. Goes off the goalie in front. He keeps the first one out. Second one's there. And there's Johnny on the spot. Ryan Schweitzer blasts it home for the Penguins and gives us a 3-2 lead. The shot by Bowen at the point bounced around a bit, and it was 2, 3, 4 shots before it got through. It was Ryan Schweitzer giving the Penguins a third period lead here in Cleveland. 4:01 to play. Now the work comes, folks. You have a lead. Now you gotta keep working. Now's when it gets hard. Bowen dislodges the puck. The Flyers will dump it in. No icing. It'll take a weird bounce. We've seen that before, right by the Zamboni door here in Cleveland. Barons rinks. The Flyers will set things up. A centering pass comes free, tapping it around, Squish, and they just let him wide open in front. A weird bounce. Comes off the boards. It confuses things, and it just comes free. A breakout pass that went off the stick of a Penguin. It was kept at the blue line. A centering pass, and again, number 9 in front. No one tied him up. He got body position. He had the Penguins defender on his back. And the Penguins leave the big man open in front, who pulls it around the squish tender to tie this one right away. So the Pens now really need to do the work to get it back. Kubnik whacks it back out the center, all the way into the Flyer zone. Losing control of Flyer defenseman, so it'll end up on the stick of Lowarchuk. Lowarchuk goes to the corner for a battle. Back to the point for Foligno. Out the center it comes, and the Pens will put it in on an offside play. It'll be all the way back to the Penguin blue line, they say. 3:01 to play. Puck swiped that. And sent back to the Penguin blue line where Dixon gets tied up a bit. Nice read by Schweitzer to get on the defensive side there. Smart play. Those are the things that puck pops free. Penguins would have still had 2 guys back. Flyers try to dangle in between the legs of Schweitzer. His skates say no thank you, and he'll pick the puck up in the corner. Cutting up to the middle. He's able to get it out of the zone, looking for Bloom, flying up, and it'll come off of Bloom into the Flyer bench. So the Penguins need one here, tied at 3. We'll have an offensive zone draw here. It's Bloom, Schweitzer, Bowen, Dixon, and Foster. The defense. Puck won by Bloom. Bowen able to play it back to Dixon. A centering feed comes free to Bloom. That's how you tie somebody up in front, folks. Bloom trying to get a shot free and couldn't. Dixon will get to the puck and whack it back to the Flyer line. Bowen follows on. Tossing it further. Landon Bloom cuts in front. He'll pick it up. Can he get in front? Knocked down on the play and unable to get the shot off. Back come the Flyers into the Pens end. A drop pass, a nice feed there. Good communication. And the Flyers just able to swipe it deeper into the Penguins end as we get inside of 2 minutes. Foster unable to get control. It's the Flyers in, coming out from behind. Wrapping in front. Squish there to make the stop. And hold on. D-zone draw coming here. Picked up by the Flyers. A shot comes in. Squish whacked in the head, able to keep the puck out. And the Flyers will get control, but a D-to-D pass broken up. Baru in, shooting high. It's loose in front, and it's tapped through by Luarchuk. The shot by Baru, the rebound in front. And Luarchuk able to tap it home. Vickers with the first swipe at it. Luarchuk, Johnny on the spot again. And it's 4-3 Pens as they strike. And we have a timeout by Philly in a game that's already 4 hours overdue. But understandable. 1:32 to play. Penguins with a 1-goal lead. They lead 4-3. Now they gave up a quick one right away. So the Penguins have to be cognizant. Body position. Stay between the player and the net. That's going to be the key here. The last time they let the forward for the Flyers get body position, and he was able to pull it around. As Squish gets a watering over by the coaches. This is Cinnamon Swirl TV cameraman Danny Foster. Producer Jeremy Evans and play-by-play by Jeremy Evans. Thank you all for joining us. Make sure you're a subscriber below. An exciting one here. 4-3 Penguins lead as they gather around head coach Trevor Nelson. He's flanked by assistants Rob Ferrari, Brian Bloom, and Alex Kumnik. 1:32 to play. The Penguins will deploy Luarchuk, Vickers, Baru, Foligno, and Dixon. Vickers to take the draw. Empty net at the Flyer end. Face-off won by the Pens. It's back to Dixon. His shot goes off of a stick, so it will not be icing. It's deflected by a Flyer stick. In behind is Luarchuk. He can't get control. Vickers will follow on. The Flyers up through center. Dixon defending there. And they'll gain the Penguin zone on an offside. So 1:13 to play. Lots of time here. The Penguins need to worry less about the empty net and more about making plays. On that play, they ended up with 3 forwards all in the corner. You have to have that F3 in this situation. You have to have an F3 in this situation. It is not the time to be padding the stats, folks, as they tie up the draw. Coming free, kicking it out is Squish with a big stop. The Flyers try to set things up now behind the Penguins net. It's Foligno with no stick. It'll be rimmed around to Goldberg. He gets out and fires it up the center. Nice job there as we wind inside of a minute. Bloom on the forecheck. A beautiful break-in play by the Flyers. Bloom will get there. Dixon gets control. Can he clear? He cannot. Bloom to the puck. Knocked down on the play. It's in the corner. Centering pass. Trying to wind up with a Flyer forward. Bloom gets it. Tapping it forward. Spinning around. Squish there. It's swiped out by Dixon. It'll be cleared to Goldberg. He'll wind and fire off a Flyer. No icing. 30 seconds left. The crappy ice coming to the aid of the Penguins there as it's on the goal line. The Flyers with the puck. Foster defending. Now Baru. They keep control. A centering pass in front. Squish comes across with a dirty, filthy save. 8 seconds remain. Time ticking down. Kumnik to the corner. 3, 2, 1. And the Penguins will be victorious here in Cleveland in a cross-state clash. A 4-3 win for your Penguins as they mob the Squish Tender. What excitement here from Cleveland, Ohio. The 2-1-6 delivers. And the crappy ice comes to the aid of the Penguins as they swipe a puck from the goal line in the waning seconds. Thank you all for joining us. What a finish. Subscribe below. Cinnamon Swirl TV will bring you the handshakes here as the Penguins are victorious over the Flyers. That's the way it should be, folks, right? The black and gold, the city of champions. Join us tomorrow morning. Get up, get a cup of coffee. Hope that Grayson Baru scores so you can change that coffee into an ice cold Baru as we're back here against the Syracuse Nationals at 7 a.m. Yes, 7 a.m. You heard me right. 7 a.m. Set your alarm. Cine TV.